Lunchbox is brought to you by Sicilian Oven, now with 9 locations, including the newest in Cooper City.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim fram sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon and welcome to a very special edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We are at a brilliant place, the award-winning pizza winner of the judges competition in the Sun Sentinel's recent pizza battle. And the judges competition is the one you want to win because, well, I was one of the judges. So we're at Sicilian Oven in Coral Springs, and it gives me great pleasure. We've seen Andrew Garavuso before. He's one of the I guess operators
Andrew
and partners.
Come on, put a little emphasis on that, Mayo.
We got the Big Macha on today. I'm speaking a little Yiddish from my Brooklyn, but the Yiddish and Italian, it's the same thing in Brooklyn. Ralph DeSalvo is the mastermind behind this brand.
Thank you, guys.
And
it's an honor to be able to sit at the table with you guys.
We've got Jeff Defo DeForest here. He's got a glass of wine. And it's
even
a beautiful
better,
day in the
Mayo,
neighborhood.
I have probably the best treatment of eggplant. You can have your eggplant parmesans. You could have your eggplant rollatini. The eggplant stack here at Sicilian Oven is a personal favorite of the Mustang. Ralph has been generous enough to say he's going to give me something that I can schlep so that I can make it and reassemble it at home.
Yeah, we're going to give you a deconstructed
which is great.
stack.
But every time I stick a fork into one of these eggplant stacks, I marvel at what these guys have been able to do here. Really, really good stuff. And priced right. It's just a great place. You can see why they're always packed.
We've got to congratulate both Ralph and Andrew on their success. Ralph, just tell me, I mean, you've got 9 locations now throughout South Florida. What has been the key to this growth and success? And, I guess give us a little bit of backstory, how this all came to be. How did Sicilian Oven?
I can tell you that when we started out, we did not believe that we would have the success that we had. Just started back in 2009. We were fortunate enough to be able to get one of our former restaurants back in the day, and gave Andrew a call, and we worked together previously. And said, Andrew, I said, what do you think about us starting, a new concept? And he was like, I'm in. And I'm all in.
You both have background in the pizza industry, right?
Correct.
This is a rarity. I think we've got 4 people here on screen on the Lunchbox: Defo, Andrew, Ralph, Mayo, all Brooklyn born, right?
Yep, that's it.
That's from right. I don't want to brag or anything, but it is the best borough in New York.
Well,
and again, when you grow up in Brooklyn, like pizza is ingrained in the DNA.
It's part of your lunch. It's part of everything. You go down and grab a slice every day sometimes.
After school.
I remember walking out PS 186 in Brooklyn, and I would walk down to the bakery, and my mom would give me 50 cents, and I got a soda and a calzone in the local bakery for 50 cents.
It was enough for a couple of slices back in, I'm there
Amazing.
in the 50s.
And you were in Bensonhurst. I was out in Mill Basin, the Marine Park area. I was PS 236. I would walk down after school to Pizza Italian restaurant, and I remember it was on Avenue U. They used to have, the 2-slice and drink special. It used to be like it was at 35 cents. It was like 15 cents for each slice, and then the soda was 5 cents. Yeah. I remember one day they raised it to 50 cents, from 35 to 50. I threw a shit fit. My mom, I was like, "Can you believe that? That's a 50% increase."
Wait a second. I think
the numbers.
I think right now we're starting to sound like our parents. So I think we better shift this because I don't want to go down that.
No, actually, but you do. When you grow up around that culture, this is, I guess, what got you interested in being involved with the whole hospitality business.
For most of the people that know me, I've been in the restaurant business for many years. Back in 1986, and I basically got away from the restaurant business a little bit, diversified, got into commercial real estate development, and I was a young developer. I started in 98. doing commercial development. And
When
then
did you move to Florida, South Florida?
South Florida? It was in the early 80s.
Okay.
In the early 80s,
Right.
late 70s, and then just when came back, the financial crisis of 2008, 2009 came, and I went back in the restaurant business.
I didn't realize that the whole housing crash and
So,
stuff led to. It's funny how
For
when
me to
one
get
door it didn't close, but it got a little wobbly there.
Correct. And I think Andrew was 2009, and then April 2009 we got a 4-star review or a 3.5-star review from Judith Stocks.
Oh,
if you guys remember Judith Stocks?
Yeah, yep.
And all of a sudden, people were coming from as far as Del Rey and Miami, and they're coming to give us a shot. And people are like, "Wow, you really got something good here!"
Right.
And
started in Lighthouse Point, and
started in Lighthouse Point,
growing,
and then the second location is the one we're here in Coral Springs on Sample Road.
Yep.
In between Coral Springs Drive and
it's in the 101
right,
block.
101 block. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
You can't miss it. It's the one that has all the cars, all the parking spots taken.
The freestanding
time.
building, and this is one of our older locations. We're set for a remodel here.
It's all good.
This summer.
I don't mind a kind of like one of those places. I call it cozy because it's it's been it's like a comfortable pair of shoes
like
or a sweater,
or a
where
couch, so to speak.
well worn, but not any way, not in any way dilapidated.
The old recliner
and the
Dad's
food.
old recliner.
We're dishing out. We got the Sicilian salad. This is like a signature item here.
Yes.
Did you get some here?
Defo
No,
loves
I didn't want to
it,
interrupt
right?
while he
This
was
is
speaking.
I think it's one of the best salads you could have anywhere at
Absolutely.
any restaurant, any type.
Yeah,
I really believe
balsamic
that.
vinaigrette.
Never ever have I had one that I didn't just think, my God, this is one of the great salads of all time.
Great balance.
And
Ralph
great
came to
value
me-
too, and it's a great way to start out the meal
Yeah,
because it's a
correct.
perfect little appetizer in terms of getting your taste buds going for what's to come.
It's a salad that eats like a meal, except in my case, it's just a prelude because there's so many more good things coming.
Just makes you angry.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with the concept though for this salad, Ralph? Because I mean, there are a lot of different extrapolations of the Sicilian salad.
Exactly. We wanted to do something different. I mean, there's no secret that when we started our brand, Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza was the big maca, as you would say, right? And we seen how their success was, and there's no secret. We mirrored a little bit of what we did. We made it a little bit better, and we elevated it by having a full kitchen, being able to serve authentic dish of pasta visual.
I call this a family-friendly comfort food haven. I did a review of it when I was the Sun Sentinel critic, and you opened up in Plantation at the Fountain Shop.
Right.
And, there's nothing to knock. It's just solid, honest food.
Right.
All the sauces are great. All the pizzas are great. I remember we had a conversation back then.
I think we spoke, and you actually reviewed and commented on the Nona's crust.
Yeah,
I think if I'm remembering our conversation,
you do remember accurately because I was saying it's called Sicilian oven, but there was not really any classic Sicilian pizza.
Correct.
Which now has become all the rage. Only they call it Detroit style pizza, but it's a variant Detroit of the classic Sicilian square, thicker crust. And then you kind of, I guess, lo and behold, you started developing the Nona and the Sicilian style.
Yeah,
pies.
it's good. It's a good pie. I still believe that our best pie is our traditional. Thin crust pizza.
Well,
to me, the Boss Pizza, the Boss Pizza with the fresh mozzarella, the fresh tomato sauce, fresh
the Boss
basil.
is the Boss. That is
little olive oil. Yeah, to me, that's our signature, and this is our signature salad.
Let me just Andrew, you've been on before. We've done a couple of shows at Sicilian Oven, very well received. People love the brand. They love to watch, us eat pizza. I don't know why, but we did a show at the Lighthouse Point flagship. We did the show at the new location in Cooper City. How did you and Ralph team up? How did
like you
get
said,
together?
in 2008, the end of 2008, when we opened in 2009, he had gotten back a restaurant in Lighthouse Point that he had diversified away from, and I was with Anthony's, and we decided, we put the concept of the old DeSalvo's Italian restaurants and what Anthony's had, put a full-scale restaurant together. I had really had a passion for the wood, had to convince him.
Right,
that
he did
the
convince
coal
me.
is not exactly the one we have to follow.
Right.
And, I joke about it all the time. I pulled the first pie out of the oven. He goes, just promise me they can all look this good. And I go,
That's true.
I
That's
said,
exactly
no, I
it.
can't promise you that because they're going to be better.
Consistency.
They're gonna be better when that oven
good.
gets
Striving
sharp.
for the
Yeah.
improvement every day is always good. Consistency is great too,
Yes.
especially when you have. I guess I call these like a mini regional chain.
It's a regional
It's
chain.
not a chain in national sense. You
Right.
still have that hometown feel.
Correct.
I like that phrase though, diversified away from. I think Defo is diversified away from a couple of his wives in the past, but
I mean,
Yeah, that doesn't work
You
in
can't get
courts,
lucky
though.
every time. I'm curious though, because I was a big DeSalvo's fan, and,
Right.
and that name, I mean, it just resounded class and
Right.
and
Right.
quality. Give us a little bit of the background about
So yeah, all
about
right.
that, and then where is it at now?
So
DeSalvo?
interesting enough, it was 2008 when I diversified, when I got away from or diversified from Sicilian from DeSalvo's.
Yeah. Where
so,
was the original one?
so the original one is on Sterling and University.
Okay, that's the one I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
So
Davy
it's-
Cooper City.
Yeah, Davy Cooper City area. But it's been a lot of moons since I've been involved with the DeSalvo's
Yeah.
restaurant. My brother still has a couple open.
Yep.
He still does. He's doing really well. But just
but what you've done is created your own thing,
Right.
where you borrow the best element, and
Correct.
in the food industry, it's not called plagiarism or
No.
stealing. It's
No.
basically building upon what works elsewhere, but improving on it. And
correct.
Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza, you work
Sure.
for them. Anthony Bruno, one of the best restaurateurs in town. He's killing it with his reinvented Runway 84.
Wow,
But he's
great
no
place.
longer involved with Coal Fire Pizza
Right.
because they got, bought out, taken over by
Correct.
one of these funds. And it's really, I'm the one, I can say it.
The
You don't
store-
have to.
We won't.
It's
You do
gone
it.
downhill.
Yeah.
And their quality, they just don't have the same commitment
Yes.
to quality ingredients.
Right.
You guys, everything that I've tasted at all your restaurants, I can tell there's a commitment to
Well,
quality.
I appreciate you saying that. But listen, if the story ends as well for me as it did for Anthony Bruno, I'll sign up for that right
Can
now.
you believe the guy still works? He loves going
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
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 we
all
go,
the
I
time.
go in there and I see Anthony, and
He's doing his thing.
he does his
He's
thing.
washing
Yeah.
dishes in the back. It's amazing.
But that's part of what's, I guess, in your DNA. You love to touch tables and be
Yeah.
around people, and just that's
You-
part of the business.
You
right?
genuinely cannot be in this business and be successful if you just cannot appreciate what you put on the table. And I always say I love watching people eat. That makes me feel better. To serve someone is better than me to eat myself. To just see someone enjoy the food is what we like. And
Takes you away from the
Consequently-
business part of it. Takes you-
consequently, a lot
yeah.
of my family knows that because every Sunday I got about 30 people at the house, and I'm watching them eat, and they might be watching here right now. And
Yeah.
we'll see you Sunday, 3:00.
and it's funny because this is a place, it reminds me of some of the places in Brooklyn, those kind of family style Italian places. I forget, there was one on Coney Island Avenue. Oh, well, Gargiulo's in Coney Island was a little like kind of higher end, but there's
Right.
a place called Carolina, and then there was a place on McDonald Avenue. I forget it was called, not Calero's.
You would know better.
but
yeah,
and it's funny because
We were younger.
some of the fondest memories are, it's not whether the food is obviously a big part of it. I remember having great meals, but it's just the way a place makes you feel.
we get
And
together.
some of those classic places in Brooklyn, like Carolina's, and there was a couple
Yeah.
in my neighborhood. That's what you're really doing here with
Yeah.
all the Sicilian oven brand.
And our success is only as good as our staff that we have now. We have over 700 employees. We have 55 managers. And they're a steward of what we're doing now. And we try and spend as much time as we can to convey to them our philosophies and taking it forward. As good as Andrew and I could be, we're in the self-duplication business, so to
Right.
speak, where we could get our staff and treat them like family members.
all about-
really not staff. We
Right.
treat them like family.
Training and also
Correct.
the way you treat people.
You've
Yes.
done that very well, though.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I've
you,
gone to
Jeff.
various locations. I've probably been to 3 or 4 of the locations.
Right,
A couple are close by me, so they're almost equidistant.
right.
Treatment is always the same. I'm
Right.
always amazed at how good, how sharp, and the staff is always spot on with
Yeah.
everything.
They're an extension
they're
of
really
us.
good at customer service. understanding the customer. They'll answer every question.
Thank you.
No, it's really a pleasure. I mean, to see this, and it's consistent everywhere that
and,
you go.
and if you read our reviews and you look at our reviews, we don't really get that comment. Oh well, or even when we're mentioned
on Let's Eat South Florida.
Let's Eat South Florida, where
admit it,
where
you,
people.
I'm a stalker.
I'm a
They
stalker.
never complain.
I'm there all the time watching, but we don't get
We
the
love the
comment.
stalkers,
We don't get the comment where someone says, "Oh, I go to the plantation location," and then we don't see somebody come back and says, "Oh, well, I don't go there. I go to this one."
location.
So
Like you see
I
with
really,
some other regional
you don't
chains.
see that with
Yeah.
regional chains. So I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have people and we do have slip ups, and believe me, every
Great. Thank you,
negative
sir.
review we've ever had, I'm sure that there's some merit behind
Now,
it, and that just makes us
The latest one that opened, the 9th one, Cooper City, earlier this year.
Correct.
We were there with Andrew. Had a great time. How's it going out there, Andrew?
It's going great. It's
yeah.
like we said earlier, the Salvos was in the Cooper City Davie area. So when we opened up in Plantation, we had a lot of people asking us when we coming either out to Weston or back to that area.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate enough to take over a location that had a great manager in it, and we have brought him back to that location.
Yeah.
Ross is he's a pillar in that
Yeah.
community, and he is exactly what we needed. He carries through on our process. He is committed to the whole concept. And he's great with our customers, and he's absolutely amazing with the staff.
Yeah.
They love working for him, and then they follow through. Like
we've been well received. I mean,
So
well
that's
received.
That was number 9. Is there any plans for a Sicilian oven number 10? I know we're going to share some news and break some news here in a moment about something else going on.
Stay tuned.
But Sicilian oven, as far as that, were you looking north, like Palm Beach? Do you have one in Palm Beach Gardens?
We
or-
are building one in Palm Beach.
Okay.
Gardens.
How did
Funny
I know
you
that?
ask.
Okay.
How did you know?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we are in the process.
That was a soft lead-in, by the
I
way.
hear
things so smooth how you did that. We are in the process of building our 10th location on Prosperity and PGA Boulevard in West Palm. It's going to be hopefully by the end of the year, but it's will be actually technically the largest one we have.
Okay.
And it's I think it's going to really hit the ground running.
That area is booming.
Booming,
and
exactly.
they could always use more good restaurants because, especially in season, some of those places that are doing well, they have big waits and big crowds, which means there's more opportunity there.
Yeah.
So that's great.
We broke ground, and we're slowly getting it built, and we're looking forward to having it either by the end of the year or beginning.
Did you
of
guys
next
get
year.
approached by national people about expanding around the country?
So we do.
Obviously, this concept
phone
would be
rings once in a
popular
while.
anywhere,
Yeah, the
I
phone
would
would be
think.
like, that's a good way of
phone
putting it,
rings.
Andrew. We're just trying to stay in our lane, mind the locations that we have, organically grow.
Right.
Is
Don't get
there-
ahead of the game. We don't want to do that.
Yes.
We can't do that.
Right.
You got to keep our eye on the prize.
Well, I
and-
mean,
and
because
stay
the
on.
comparisons are always like to Anthony's coal-fired, and like
Sure.
they hit a number, and then eventually they did get that other investment, and then
Sure.
they expanded, and they became all over the country.
Right.
And then I don't know if you call it a victim of its own success, because then you get the the big money coming in, and then next thing you know, the original founders are kind of shoved aside. It's one of those things that's quirky. I don't know what the end game
I
is.
think the end game for us will be that we're gonna relate to our core competency. We're gonna stay in the area where we could touch the locations. We could show up. We could work with the managers, and if the next shoe drops where private equity does come in, and we'll address it at the time. But my passion is to be able to
Look,
serve.
everybody has
serve
a
the
number,
people.
and
Everyone, right? Exactly.
Look, we know that.
Yeah.
I had a number, and somebody hit it yesterday. So I don't know about anybody, but I'm feeling like
so you're paying for
$500,000
You paying
bucks.
for one?
Yeah, it's on me. Lunch is on me today.
Another bottle of wine, please. Is that expensive? Yeah, that's it.
So let me ask you this. Oh, you know what? We're going to take our first break. I do want to drop one newsy nugget about a certain piece of hardware in celebration of the Panthers championship. I saw yesterday that the Stanley Cup is back in town. It's been making the rounds again. It was at one of my, places that I like, Southport Raw Bar, Buddy Sherman. They're going to be celebrating their 50th anniversary in October. But the Stanley Cup made a visit there to Southport Raw Bar yesterday. I understand that it might be making a little visit right here.
Yes. Rob Tallis, the goalie coach.
Yep.
We were honored enough. He called me up and said, Ralph, he goes, would you mind if I bring the cup here Thursday, September 6th?
That's Friday.
Is that Friday? Friday, September
Friday.
6th.
Yeah.
We'll be here at 3:00.
3 in the afternoon. You got that here, folks. If you want to see Lord Stanley Cup in the flesh,
Yes.
please don't spill anything on it.
Yeah.
Please
Well-
don't put pasta in it. Although Reno,
Well, I think
Reno
I
did
seen
that.
that. I
He
think
did that with Luongo.
his request was he wants his kids to eat spaghetti meatball out of the cup. So we're gonna make that dream come true for
There's
the
that.
kids.
I
There
think
you
you do
go.
the Sicilian
Oh, we do
salad
that
in
for
the
the
cup.
guests.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, the salad.
in the cup.
well,
That'd be
he
nice.
said we could do whatever
Wow.
we want with
Okay.
it, but
Now,
We could start with the
you know
salad.
the cup has 2
Yeah.
full-time bodyguards.
Hey, it's halfway there.
handlers.
It's in the,
They,
it's in
the guys that wear the white gloves, and they always
I
they
mean, it
sprout
fits.
more gray
Yeah.
hairs
Yeah.
every
It
time
fits.
the cup. I think you just have to line it with a bowl, and then they'll let you do it.
Sure.
I
Our
have
bowl
no-
fits in perfect.
First, yeah, that's.
It's
I
not.
think you already
I'll
measured
hover
it.
above it.
Did you pre-measure this? To
It
fit
looks
right
like
I'll
it
get a bigger
belongs as
bowl
the
if I
top
have
of the
to.
cup, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it really does.
Well, that's going to be exciting, Dan. That's something. Again, the whole community
It's
shares.
Sicilian
Yes.
cup.
So that's great. That's
yeah,
gonna
we're
be
looking
here
forward. That's gonna be an exciting day.
Afternoon of September
Yeah.
6th. Come
3
on
o'clock.
out to
Come on out.
Sicilian
Come
Oven
say
that
hello.
day. Might be a little hectic and
Might be.
crowded, but eventually you'll get served, and you could also, touch the cup. And it's a wonderful thing. It's going to be making the
Exciting
rounds
times.
at several
Exciting
other
times.
places in the next couple of days and weeks as we get into before the hockey season begins and training camp and whatnot. So
Good stuff.
I still want to get it down to Gulfstream Park and Joe Beja and bring it into the winner's circle with Dave Joseph, but we'll have to maybe make a few phone calls and get that lined up. All right, let's take our first break, and we'll come back and have more news. We're going to drop some more bombs here.
Well, what do you think of the
Oh,
eggplant
yeah.
snack, Mayo?
What's not to love about it? This
Come
is
on.
one of my favorite items.
That
I
should be a
requested-
big bite item unless
Well,
they have a
we're
sandwich
not
coming
doing
out.
big
Yeah.
bites today. I'm taking a.
I
I'm
didn't
just
have lunch yet.
cherishing life. I'm keeping it classy because Ralph DeSalo over here. Here's a man. I got to accord him the respect he deserves. If I pull a big bite on him,
DeSalvo's, though, was the vintage name in pizza here for a long, long time. I mean,
Yep.
Blaze the trail.
there were
Yeah.
a couple of places you heard about, like Steve's
Well,
Pizza in Miami and a couple other places.
he's
But
expanded on
DeSalvo's
that.
Yeah.
was always right there.
All right, let's
Awesome.
take our first break and come back after these words.
We'll be here.
One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. A little further inland, Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you.
So I'll let you know whether.
Oh, we're back. Hey, we're having so much fun here at Sicilian Oven, Coral Springs. We've done with the first course, the exquisite Sicilian salad, the eggplant stack, which is a Defo favorite. We've got Lubie on the mixing board. No headphone today for him, but he is here and having a little wine. Of course, Andrew Garavuso and Ralph DeSalvo, the man of the moment.
Thank you.
And, we talked about the great success, expansion of Sicilian Oven. We talked about the Stanley Cup, visiting this location, Coral Springs, Friday, September 6th. We mentioned about how in a blind tasting of the 5 finalists in the Sun Sentinel Pizza competition, that the winner, runaway winner, 3 judges, 1 a professional chef, 1 a professional, semi-professional critic, and then another great writer at the Sun Sentinel. We tasted, without knowing which pizzas were which, the 5 finalists. Sicilian Oven reigned supreme. The quality of the tomato sauce, it was just bursting with flavor. And I was really disappointed and surprised with some of the other offerings that were in the top 5. Just in terms of, we reheated them, and some of them, just the sauce was you guys just shined in all of them. I don't want to dwell on the negative. I want to accentuate the positive. All right, that leads us to our next big news. It is, drum roll, you have acquired something that's a valuable little piece of land, a property that includes, Angelo Ilia, who we love, and we're going to be having a show with Angelo tomorrow. He's one of our great sponsors. We're having a show at his bakery bar on Oakley Park Boulevard. But Angelo has just recently kind of sold, not his mainstay Casa D'Angelo, which is doing great, but he kind of had an offshoot pizza brand called Angelo Ilia Pizza Bar.
Correct.
There was several locations. He sold all of those, but you guys, I understand, have purchased one of them.
Yeah.
What happened?
Okay, so I guess it was a week ago, or 2 weeks ago on Thursday. We closed on the transaction with Angelo, which, number one, could tell you that gentleman of all gentlemen, great guy, very sincere gentleman, and the transaction went smoothly. And we're gonna rebrand it. We're gonna rebrand
so you're
it.
Taking over the Angelo Ilia Pizza Bar on North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale.
4215 North Federal Highway.
Okay.
Right next to the Jack's Burger.
Right.
That
and right
everyone
now
knows.
it's still operating under the Angelo Ilia banner.
Correct.
But you are now taking ownership of it.
So we've taken ownership of it, and we're putting together a menu and a concept, which within the next month or two, we'll take a small break, 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, do a remodel, come out with a new menu and a new name. And
can you share with us the name and the significance?
Sure. The name is going to be Lucalino's Heritage Italian or Lucalino's Vintage Italian. So we're not.
Yeah, we already got heritage taken for it. Reno will come after you.
I understand. I know Reno, but he didn't corner the market on the word heritage.
All right. Yeah.
And he doesn't have Lucalino's in front of.
Right.
So,
all right.
The significance of heritage or the significance of vintage.
I like vintage.
You like vintage.
It makes me think of warm,
little
fuzzy
step
stuff,
up.
like we were
Right.
talking about the restaurants that my
Right,
Brooklyn
exactly. We just listen. We could call it Lucalino's old school Italian.
Yeah.
It would mean the same thing. It would be synonymous
And
with
for
those.
now, we'll just call it
right.
Lucalino's,
We'll call
which
it
is your
Lucalino's.
son is Luca, right?
Yeah, Luke. Luca is my son. He's actually is committed himself working in the business. He's been
Passionate about it.
very passionate about the business, and he's been with us since he's 15. He's on his way to be 21 years
Good
old.
looking kid.
Yeah, has a
Look
lot.
like I did in that photo I put on Facebook from the 90s, and I went to seed, but the kid hopefully
No,
he's
no.
Background.
yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
He's in the kitchen right
He's
now.
in the kitchen right now as we speak, but he's very committed. He doesn't mind working, 55, 60 hours a week, whatever it takes. He understands that's the path.
That's what you
and
have to do.
yeah, you got to be committed, not just to. You got to be committed to the process. You got to be committed, and the people around you have to buy into the fact that you're committed.
So what's going to happen at Lucalino's? Now, obviously, you're still laser focused on all the Sicilian ovens and
Correct,
maintaining
correct.
the operations here.
This is
But you're going to be doing a little different spin.
So this is a passion project for Andrew and myself, to something that will be around for a very, very long time. Yeah, it's going to be more of an upscale. You could call it. It's going to be a white tablecloth.
Okay,
Italian
white linen.
restaurant. White
Okay.
linen. I don't know if the linen's actually going to be white or not yet, but it's actually going to
Might
be
be black
It's
and
going to
hides
have
the
table.
sauce
It's
stains
going to
a
have
little bit.
tablecloth,
Yep,
and it's going to be an elevated service. And we're challenged with making sure that it's an elevated upscale feel, but the same with a casual service, so you could come in, experience it, on a Monday night as well as you can, and on date night on Friday, Saturday
How difficult is it, Ralph, to make that kind of transition? Because this was an offshoot of Angela
Sure.
Relia's, restaurants,
Well,
and
yeah.
it was a tapas place at first, and it was very, very popular.
And then it
Right.
changed.
So
I don't know if you continue that, but now you're going to kind of change the concept. How
so
difficult
if anybody's been at this particular location, it's a very well appointed location.
Yeah,
It
great
has
spot.
has two
Yeah.
beautiful patios.
Yeah.
We're just going to capitalize on the bones and the structure. We're going to go in there. We're going to do a soft remodel. We're going to let everybody know that, hey, this is now Lucalino's, and you're not walking in and looking like an Angela Leah tapas bar. And then through the process, next summer, and through the process, the final rendition will happen next summer when our goal is hopefully to that front patio, people that know it, go some indoor dining. And I'm sure there'll be some live music.
It's going to be the new spot.
It's gonna be a new
I've learned
spot.
a couple of things in life. Number one, never play pool against a guy named Fats. Never play poker against a guy named Slim. And there's never enough good Italian restaurants around. Like when you say, oh man, there's already X, Y, and Z. But if you open up another one and then it occupies like another niche, everybody has something that
Correct.
they're well known
way to
and
say
they do well. So I think, don't ever underestimate the popularity of Italian
No,
restaurants.
well, especially Fort Lauderdale. There's plenty of choices, and there's plenty of good choices, and there's good competition in Fort Lauderdale. We don't expect to be an overnight success. We plan on earning every customer and,
I
getting
think
them
you will
to
be. Why wouldn't you be?
Well, if
Sicilian
it
oven
is, it is. I'm the most people that know me. I'm pretty humble, and I don't take a lot for granted.
Right.
So we'll earn one customer at a time, just like we did in Sicilian oven.
Lucalino's. It's coming later this fall. Hopefully, it'll be open by the end of the.
So we're open now. You could come
Yeah,
down, still
still
enjoy the same food that Angela Leah's has, the tapas bar. Within a short period of time, we'll be making the transition. There'll be a short absence, a short closure to do a remodel. But then after that, we'll be open. Got some great staff there. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do a quick turnaround. There's some really, really good people.
Well, the thing with a guy of your background that has done, development and contracting,
Right.
things like you do those quick turnarounds.
No, we get a turnaround, and also we want to make sure that they have some really great staff there as well. So we've identified some really good people, and we're going to put our touch on it.
It's all good. It sounds exciting. And again, you guys keep going onward and upward and striving for the improvement. It's a beautiful thing. I guess, should we take our second break and then we'll come back and maybe we'll Maybe I'll do a big bite on the arancini.
Okay,
If you don't know, one of the signatures of this show is I have like a snake-like jaw where I can kind of unhinge my jaw.
There's Luke.
Oh, here's
Oh, there
Luke.
we go.
Oh, look
Look
out.
at
Here's
that.
Luke and
There's
Lucalinos
Luke.
right now.
Look at that.
Forget
Well,
about it.
that was
All
good.
right.
They don't have a mic on you,
Say
but
hello,
just
Luke.
wave and say hi to the fine folks at Let's Eat South Florida, 165,000 strong, and all the other viewers of the Lunchbox. But good luck with everything, especially the new restaurant that's going to be bearing your name is always
No pressure.
exciting thing. Yeah. No pressure. No pressure. All good. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Before we take the break, what do we got here? We got the rope sausage, right?
The
Chevrolet.
Yeah, the Chevrolet Broccoli Rob, which is thin rope sausage, wine, and provolone cheese.
Wow.
Signature dish for Sicilian oven for sure. Sauteed broccoli Rob, very tasty. Yeah,
Smells great.
You can
Yeah,
get this with
doesn't
it? Really does.
peppers and onions as well.
This is one of my favorites. All right, let's we'll take a break. Before we do, I just want to put out a good word for Dine Out Lauderdale, which is ongoing at restaurants throughout Broward County. Our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival have helped put together a great lineup of restaurants that are offering multi-course dinners and lunches, all kinds of specials. Just go online to their website at dineoutlauderdale.com, and you could check out all the offerings. And also, don't forget that next year's Food and Wine Festival is going to be right here before you know it, in the middle of January. Full lineup of all kinds of great events, intimate dinners, and, of course, the grand tasting. You want to get your tickets now. I think there's still some good discounted early bird pricing available. Go online to vlfoodwine.com. That's VL, as in Visit Lauderdale, foodwine.com. All right.
Some pretty big balls here. I mean, what do we have?
You got arancinis. This is Sicilian rice balls.
Oh, you're going to do the big bite on that?
He's going to try to.
I things
Oh,
might
yeah,
happen
yeah,
after
yeah,
the
They
break.
got the
Yeah.
meatballs over there too.
Let's
You would
take
have
the
to
next
consume
break, and I'll
one in
I'll-
its entirety. In
The
one
whole
bite.
thing. He's going to do the whole thing.
I think he can do it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
The
I'm getting
meatball, I know he
served.
can do. I
Yeah,
don't know.
shove
why
in
not?
your
Ralph's
meatballs
the
and the
man.
sausage.
All right. We'll be back after these words with more from Sicilian Oven in Coral Springs after this. From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Prezzo Italian Restaurants, 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Okay, we're back on the Lunchbox, Sicilian Oven, Coral Springs. And, man, when I say award-winning pizza, the awards keep coming in. Literally on the break, somebody came in and presented Ralph another award that said Best Pizza on it.
Yeah, it's a Reader's Choice Award, and, right here in the publication.
One of the local Coral Springs.
We were voted Best Pizza. It was great. It's an honor. It's an honor.
Him and Andrew peeled off. They're doing, pictures. And, so it just shows you. It's just not me and the blind tasting judging panel, the Sun Sentinel, that agrees. It's the readers and the people in the local area here, Coral Springs, Sicilian Oven. You just keep racking it up. We're doing everything right. And we were talking, of course, before the break about this new venture that you have bought and taken over the space that was an Angelo Ilia Tapas Pizza Bar on North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be called Lucalino's. And you were very like, we're going to build. Hopefully it'll be a success. And I was like, it's going to be great. It could be great from day one. But you then explained to me, which I think is one of the fundamental things of the successful restaurateurs, which is under promise and over deliver. So let the actions do the talking when it eventually opens up. Yeah.
Kind of like you with the advertising packages on the show.
Exactly.
Under promise and over deliver. It's exactly the same formula.
Well, listen, it's a namesake. It's a passion project.
Yeah.
It's still going to be ran by the Sicilian Oven team.
Right.
Be very difficult to for it not to be successful.
No, and you're
but
gonna still
understand that there's really good competition, and we're just gonna there'll be another choice in Fort Lauderdale when it comes to Italian food.
More choice is always a good thing. Right? Meanwhile, we got more plates hitting the table here.
You need to try the meatball, Mayo.
All right. Well, the meatball, we got some.
Really outstanding.
Andrew, tell me about the composition of the meatball again. It's.
I can't do that. Then I'd have to kill you.
Oh, secret proprietary information.
Beef, pork, and a lot of love.
I love a good blended meatball.
Let me tell you something. Ralph is very passionate about the pizza and some dishes, but I'll tell you one thing: he is very, very passionate.
I own these meatballs.
Yes, sir.
If they're not good,
I hear it. I get the phone call. But
yeah.
he's very passionate
Yeah, I
about
think
meatball, and
it's
he's said that many times.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's not easy to make a good balanced meatball, and everyone has everyone compares it to their moms. Their mother's meatball, and it's good, but not like my mom's. Well,
you know how many Italians go out and say, I don't eat meatballs.
I can
out.
tell you that my mother, she
Right?
she was a great cook, but she would not spare. She would not have the invest in the quality that we have in these meatballs.
It's absolutely. I mean, there's something about just a simple plate of spaghetti and meatballs. Sometimes that's the ultimate comfort food. And, everybody says their mom made the best meatballs.
Yeah.
I'm going to say my mom actually didn't. Yours is better. Because, and God rest her soul, Mom, she made great matzo balls.
There you go.
Her
I don't wanna
meatballs
compete
were
with
good, but the matzo balls, she definitely had the reigning championship.
Right.
But you guys, I'm going to concede and give you another judges, taste award for best meatballs. Beautiful.
Thank
Let me
Nice
tell you something.
consistency.
These
Great
meatballs
flavor.
are made pretty much every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we make
We
everything every
we
day.
give a small batch, and they're made every day.
Yeah.
Very,
because
very good.
They got to be made.
But
and they gotta be
Miss
eaten the same
Nominer,
day.
a lot of Jewish mothers were good Italian cooks, man.
Oh, that's true.
My
I know.
mother made great Italian dishes.
I wasn't impugning
Yeah.
all Jewish mothers.
Her
Just
chicken
mine.
and veal parmesan were absolutely fantastic.
No, my mom was actually a very good cook of many things, including she made great chicken and veal parmesan.
Wow.
That was one of her specialties. Her meatballs were okay. I was a tough critic. I was a budding critic, even at the family table.
Beyond the gravies.
And he was like, "Shut up and eat. Just shut up."
No,
and
you were
eat.
the typical ungrateful kid. I mean,
Well, it takes a tough man to make a tender something. All right, man, we're having too much fun here, and we got the arancini, which of course is our
are you going to do
Sicilian
the
specialty.
Big Bite? What is the story?
Has it cooled
I
off?
think
Yeah,
you
I
have
think it's
to.
cooled off enough.
What is the record?
All right, so
I
Ralph,
don't know, man.
Ralph,
That's a big
or,
thing.
like-
I don't know whether he goaded me into it from the start or whether I just
think for
naturally do
entertainment
this.
purposes,
But
it's part of the show.
sometimes,
Yeah, it is
And,
part of the show.
we've had a range of reactions to it from some people like Burt Rappaport, the esteemed restaurateur
Sure.
up in Palm Beach County. Now he's got the great Max's Grill. By the way, going to the Carlos and Pepe's kind of reunion dinner. The original Carlos of Carlos and Pepe's was their original chef, and Burt knew him because he helped open up that restaurant. Carlos and Pepe sadly closed shop down on 17th Street in the last couple of weeks, but the original chef, Carlos, is in his 80s. He's been retired. He plays a lot of golf. He actually lives here, and he's a combination Italian, I think it was Salvadoran or Nicaraguan, so not Mexican, but he had a great, he worked in a lot of different Mexican restaurants before coming to Carlos and Pepe's. Anyway, he's doing a dinner at Max's Grill. Burt Rappaport, that's a long-winded way of saying he got so fascinated by me doing these big bites, he would actually take out his camera and start videotaping them.
And he was aghast at the time, also.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like,
and some
totally
people
horrified.
are just saying that is.
Ralph, are you ready for this?
I am. I guess I'm
You've
in the
seen a lot.
background.
Whoa,
Yeah, you better watch out.
Oh,
there we go. My God. Oh.
It's too big.
I think he only got about half, maybe. What do we give him on that? A 6,
Yeah.
Ralph? That wasn't even a good one.
4. He's even saying a 4.
5.9.
Sorry, the arancinis are a little too large. But you get your money's
That's
worth.
the
here.
highlight of the show.
From
Can
the
you
Angry-
imagine that's the highlight of the show?
4.9. From the
4.9
from the
on the
angry
stuffing,
Russian
but a
judge.
9.8 on the taste.
How was it, Mike?
I didn't stick the landing. I didn't hit the opening. That was basically in the litany of big bites during the course of the show. That was like the Greg Louganis hitting his
Hit his head on the back.
on the dive there. So my apologies. I hope
Valiant effort, though, sir. Valiant effort.
You
Well-
tried, yeah.
the thing is with these balls. But by the way, very tasty, and it
Thank you.
contains
Bolognese,
rice,
fresh
cheese,
mozzarella,
bolognese.
peas, a
Risotto.
Sicilian classic.
Yeah.
And now I got to put some of the sauce on it.
Yeah,
It's
homemade
already-
bolognese.
That's what was missing. You could have done the whole thing with
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
sauce.
you think it might have slid in a little bit better.
I think Lubie was right. I should have done a half, but I tried to get. It is a very, very large globe.
Yeah, it's the size of a baseball. Basically. It's a baseball.
Yeah, it is basically a baseball. I've done some.
It was more like a clincher softball from back in the day in Brooklyn.
Yeah, remember that?
everybody
Yeah,
played with the
because
clincher.
it's so
play on the
soft
cement with that one.
in the middle. When I'm trying to get it in, it all crumbled and just dripped everywhere. I did a big thing of. It was also a round item, and it was a little bit firmer, and I was able to kind of work my way and jam it in. But enough of my lame attempts. Ralph, you have the patience of a saint to be
Yeah, nice job.
able to sit next to that.
That's why we had the seating arrangement, because nobody
Right.
else, everybody has wines.
Everybody gave
They
up
all
their
know to
seat
move
next
away
to
from
him.
Mayo. Yeah.
Got it.
Sometimes they
Got
have
it.
to wear biohazard suits. Sometimes they wear bibs.
Luckily, it didn't squirt on you.
Yeah,
so.
no, there was. I kept it very neat and clean this time.
Oh, this has been great. I've enjoyed this. It
What a
was
great
so
time, man.
Thank
It
you
was
for
a pleasure,
inviting
yeah.
me.
See, I always love getting.
Thank you for inviting me.
First timers. First of all, thank you for having us
Yes,
in
thank
again.
you.
We love your food. We love Sicilian oven concept, and people again all around South Florida. You can find one near you. Aventura, Plantation, Cooper City. Let's see if I could get all nine.
Oh my God, this is
here's the
pretty. If
test.
you
Here
get
we
them
go.
all, because sometimes
Fort
I get
Lauderdale.
confused.
Am I up to 4 or 5?
You got 4.
Fort Lauderdale.
We'll give-
Lighthouse Point.
we'll give you that one. That's fine.
Coral Springs.
6,
Delray Beach.
7.
7. What's I don't know. Wait. How many? Did I say Plantation? Boca. Oh, they give me. And then Palm Beach or
So we got
West-
Wellington.
Wellington.
So Wellington would be
there you
9.
go.
I totally forgot.
No, Wellington
about
was number 8.
Wellington's 8,
Oh, Cooper City is
but
9.
I see the way he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it in
He started this way.
geographic.
in geographical order.
Yeah,
He went up.
geographical.
He went up.
We went from south to north.
He went up to Turnpike. Then he went to 95, and then he went up to A1A.
Next
Yeah.
time,
I tried. I'll give
next
myself
time
a
Mike
B.
is riding a polo horse, he'll be at the
Wellington one.
Sicilian
Yeah.
Oh
oven in
yeah, that's a,
Wellington.
that's a,
understand
that's a
that,
sleeper. That one. That one is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys up in Palm Beach, we love you.
Okay. Palm Beach
Wellington,
Gardens
Wellington.
coming
That's
soon.
41
and coming
and
up,
Forest
but
Hill.
they're great customers.
And Wellington, yeah, I think you can use either the arancini or the meatballs during the polo matches as the polo balls.
Well,
They could
nah, I
they'll
think
be
they
hitting
Hopefully
those.
not hard enough.
Yeah, no. It's not going to
true.
happen. Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I think we're almost done.
Yeah, I got the.
I
pizza
did want to
coming,
ask
so
you
we can
one
show
more
you.
thing,
Here it
Ralph or Andrew. Just in terms of menu development and putting new items on the menu, are you constantly looking and innovating? Or
this is a contentious conversation between Andrew and myself.
Oh, here it is, the award-winning.
boss.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that! Wow,
This is definitely contentious. Wow, that's a good one.
That looks
That's
good.
a beautiful
Thanks,
one.
Pete.
Get
Looks
a picture
great.
of that
Very
one,
good,
Lubie,
Pete.
No,
because that one is going up
Yeah.
on social. I'm gonna
Let's
put
get
it
rid
up
of
on-
this
let's
here.
see. Oh, yeah, we got that. Oh, I'm
Get
going to
rid of
go in
that.
for that.
Yeah, but
Forget about it. Fresh mozzarella,
Looks
fresh
beautiful.
sauce,
Wow.
olive oil, fresh chopped basil.
Nice.
This is called the boss.
This
that's
is
the
the
boss.
boss.
That's the boss.
It
It's a
is
work
a
of art.
boss move. Yeah,
Really
it's
is.
great. Yeah. So
Was that
We're
what
gonna-
you tasted in the winning entry?
They could have been.
It
the
was.
cheese.
I think
Yeah.
it was just
The
a
boss or
regular
the
cheese.
was it a regular
traditional
cheese?
mozzarella cheese?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is comparable to everybody else's at that,
The
that
different,
event.
the
so.
different. There's not a lot of. Well, there is a little bit of difference. It's just that this is the fresh mozzarella,
Right.
which
The one we
the
had was
regular
a regular
cheese is
cheese.
Yeah,
more of
regular
the
cheese, the
traditional
shredded cheese.
pizza, our grande mozzarella,
Right.
right?
And
then
the
we don't.
quality of the grande also stands
my God,
out.
yeah.
One bite, everybody knows the real.
Yeah,
one.
there
That's
you go.
it.
You got to go Portnoy on this.
Got the flop.
Oh, this is-
No, zero flop. Zero
flop.
flop.
And again, the you use
Nice
what, San
undercarriage.
Marzano or is
So
it
these are
California?
no. This is a California tomato.
Yeah,
this
this is a
is
great product.
Stanislaus.
Yeah.
Stanislaus product. Very, very consistent.
That's the
We have a
important.
great relationship with them, and they're a big supporter, as we are a big supporter of them as well. We believe in that. We
It's
believe
a
in the
great-
California
Great
tomato.
product,
Yeah.
vibrant.
Very, very
tomato.
consistent.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a big difference. See the color?
Yeah.
It's definitely vibrant.
It
Every
pops.
time it pops.
When we, when we were sitting down as judges, we noticed, wow, visually this pie looks great, and lo and behold, tastes great too. Less
No,
filling.
thank you.
No,
Less
it's
Authentic
It's a
wood-fired
German commercial.
pizza.
the only downside is that you do not sell pizza by the slice. You
Not
are
easy to
a
reheat
whole-
a
right.
wood-fired
Yeah.
slice. Yeah,
So it's
because you
whole
got to cook
pies-
it right with that char and reheat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dries out
and
sometimes.
Let me rephrase that. Not a downside at
No,
all,
no,
because it
no.
means you get the whole pie
And you get it fresh.
and you can enjoy it
Right.
for
Yeah, we have a
bring
10-inch,
home.
which personal size.
Yeah,
Right.
but if you're with a group, you
Yeah.
have a couple of slices and then you bring the rest home. We'll box it up for you. and
If it makes it to the house.
yeah. Sometimes with me, it does not make it to the house. Wow, we learned a lot today.
Well,
Yeah.
Good
we
stuff.
appreciate
Big
it.
things
Wow.
in the future for Sicilian oven.
There are great things in the future for Sicilian Oven. There are more locations coming and opening soon.
Yeah.
Palm Beach Gardens next. We
Correct.
know that the Stanley Cup will be visiting here on September 6th, a week from Friday, 3 p.m. approximately. If it's a little late, just bear with them because
No, they'll be here. They'll be here.
They'll be here.
Yeah.
And between now and then. Oh, let me ask. So, in terms of weekly specials or things, happy hours, what's
Hey, Andrew could take you through that for sure.
We have happy hour all day until 7 p.m. Discounted drinks. On Tuesday, we have 2-for-1 beers. Wednesday, we have half off all bottles of wine. And on Thursday, we have our specialty cocktails for $9 each.
Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have some good things.
I
But like
like
we
the
said, our
sound
happy
of
hour
that.
starts at the
And look at
minute
that.
we
People
open
are
till
so
7 p.m.
happy. They're
Yeah.
waving,
Yeah,
waving,
this is-
smiling on the way out.
We got the
Thanks,
best,
Andrew.
best,
We have the
best
best.
customers.
Yeah.
Customers
anywhere.
and fan base, if you want
Friendly
to give us that.
vibes.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
They're guests.
Yeah.
I know. I'm
And
old school.
you could always find good value here, no matter the time of day. You guys are open 7 days a week, right? From
Yep.
11:30 on,
So
basically.
11
basically 10, yeah.
Yeah,
10:30,
11:30,
10, 12 to
every
10.
day.
Okay.
Sunday.
I meant to ask you because Andrew, you're on the group, and sometimes you'll get a little bit involved in the phrase, especially if somebody, raises an issue of something that happened.
Everybody has their right to their opinion, right?
right, but not everybody is right in
No,
their opinion.
everybody has a right
but
to their
I can
opinion.
tell you that, and I confess that I'm more of a stalker than I actually.
That's the best way to be.
I'm a stalker, but
if I didn't start the whole thing, that's where I would be. I was just sitting there on the sidelines with popcorn.
Yeah, I like those comments.
Right,
People
but
say,
I
"I'm
can
here for
tell
the
you
comments."
that the user base has definitely been educated.
Oh yeah.
They understand the process. They understand the dynamic business that they're in. What we're in. It's amazing how we all transitioned out of COVID.
Right.
And there's no excuses anymore, boys and girls. You
Yeah.
deserve
Restaurants
the best.
should deliver.
Now
for the
there's
price.
no excuses.
Yeah. Oh, good. I like to hear you say that.
No
Mayo. Come on.
excuses.
Get outta here.
Thank you.
However,
No excuses.
my big contention is,
You're right.
yes, things go wrong, but restaurants, managers, owners need to be told
Sure.
before you go blasting on social
give
media
us a chance
because
you
they're
know,
not mind
pencil-
readers.
pencils
And if
have
something
racers.
has gone wrong, say something while you're
Oh,
here.
give us the
Give
opportunity
them a
Correct.
chance to make it right.
because we honestly
then-
want to do it right then and there. We don't want you to
Exactly.
leave upset.
Yeah. And what I always say is like, then tell me how they handled or mishandled the situation.
Correct.
Then you have yourself a legitimate post.
Which we see a lot. Everybody says, "Did you bring it up while you were there?" And believe me, we want to know. We even
See,
have
I've
we have
trained
the
them well.
opportunity for the guests to tell us, even like undercover when they're paying their bill. Yeah, they could send us a little message, and we know
Yeah,
it, and we try to catch it right then and there. We don't want them to leave this building or any of the buildings if they had any issue with a
I
dish
guess,
or
I guess
something.
what we could say is that we will make it right.
Yes,
If
100%.
we know we got a problem, we will make it right. And if
100%.
not,
Right. Just give them the
Google,
opportunity
Yelp,
to make it.
Facebook,
blast
wherever
us.
it is.
If we can't make it right after we told you there's something, you told us there's something wrong, go ahead and blast us.
no,
Right.
don't just recount what happened. Say
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
we
right.
had a problem with this.
Right.
This is how they handled it,
Right.
and we
I'll be
are not satisfied because we thought they should have done X, Y, or
I guess
Z.
I want to hold my team accountable,
Yeah.
and they're probably watching and listening.
Yeah.
If not right now, but when they get home, and no excuses.
So the thing that's really gratifying to me is that I've trained the group well
Oh,
in that
yeah.
when somebody posts an unfair post, they jump in. I don't even have to anymore. They just jump in and say, "Well, did you talk to the manager?"
Right. Well, I want to give a shout out to our executive team that really is on top of all
That's
of those
true.
things.
Good
Mitchell
point.
Reese, our vice president. Chris Panunzio, vice president of operations. Courtney Pinto, our beverage director. We have Nelson Villanueva, who's a food tech for us. Eric Gomez, who's a regional manager that helps everybody out. They are always in a store. They're always there
They're
to
getting
help.
it done.
They are getting it done. They report to
It's not
us
us.
whatever issue is apparent that we've got to help, and we're a great team.
That's
Without
great.
them out there on the field, we couldn't continue with the
Cheers.
success we have of being really passionate about the feel of us being in the building.
Yep.
If we're not in the building, at least they're there. They understand that we want them to really overcompensate, make sure every guest is happy.
Yep.
That's very paramount. They're a very big part of our success, and we couldn't do without them.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Sounds
Good
like
point,
winning.
Andrew.
Sounds like a winning formula to me. And we're going to go out with a
Bang.
winning bite, award-winning pizza.
That's
Sun
it, baby.
Sentinel judges.
I'm going to join you.
Hey,
Best of
Yeah,
and then we
get 'em
can
out.
maybe
Which
do
is
a
with
big
pizza
bite
instead
together.
of wine.
Everybody do a
Hey,
pizza
there
toast.
you go, pizza toast.
Defo,
You
one
want a
good.
pizza?
I'm
You
all
good?
right.
He
Yeah,
ate-
yeah,
he ate
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had a couple of stacks.
Until
of
I
next
wasn't going to
time.
eat a thing, but I couldn't resist.
And we'll see everybody tomorrow at Angelo Elia Bakery Bar, Oakland Park Boulevard. I think it's Oakland Park, Fort Lauderdale. We'll
No,
be out
Oakland
there a
and
little bit
Federal.
early. We're going to start the show about 12:30 tomorrow. Come on out. have a little pastry cafe with us, a panini. But in the meantime, come on out to Sicilian Oven anytime, anywhere, 9 locations. You'll get the best stuff. Cheers, Centani. Here's to pizza.
Salute, everybody.
Cheers.
God
Salute.
bless.
Salute.
And enjoy every sandwich.